Hey, Bub, this is Wolverine. You're watching Pro Teaches Noobs. This is OG Vegeta. Let's get the views to over 9,000! This is Ryuk. Watch, like, and subscribe, or die.
Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teacher Noob. Have with me, Jared.
What's up?
And today we're continuing our coverage of Trinity.
You had to choose that page. You just had to choose that.
Whoops! Not that crap. Sorry.
Screw you, Tom King.
sorry. That's not what I meant. I meant
Good. You almost gave me a heart attack there, brother.
you gotta have a heart before you can have an attack.
Oh, screw you. Is this because I don't like Lois?
I'm kidding.
It's all good.
1 second. Just 1 second. I just got a reply.
Mm-hmm.
Just 1 second. Sorry about that, dude. But hey, once we're done, then the joke stops. But yeah, we are continuing over the weekly comic Trinity, and gotta give people a bit of a summary about how things like how the world has changed in this comic.
Well, there is like a ton, and I mean a ton. This is basically like, in a way, I'm surprised they never really made this its own Earth in the multiverse.
Yeah.
I really am. It's that different. Because the basis is, what if Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman never existed in universe? And I'm like, oh, geez, it's that different?
Exactly. And yet, not that different. That's the funny thing.
I mean, some characters like Dick Grayson, but it's kind of interesting. It's like when you read this and you see like all the second and third order effects, like what happens to Dick Grayson, you're like, oh yeah, that would happen.
In this case, he was adopted by Zuko.
Okay, that actually is very realistic. So it's not like they really went so far as to pick stuff that wouldn't realistically happen.
Exactly. But yeah, so let us continue on, as clearly people are now starting to realize something is up. Something is royally up. And a bigger question is, where is the Trinity? So let us continue on, shall we? As we now they are making a move on Donna and what the heck? Classy, Dick. Very classy. Oh, come on. This can't be any Mystic Nexus site. It looks more like a high school passion pit. What do you say, good looking? A little small for you, I know, but does it bring back any warm memories? Oh, get that other thing away from me. Don't be like that. You know I'm just being friendly. Seriously, all the stiffs and butt clenches we're working with here, you'd think you'd be nicer to old Richie. She said, back off, Grayson. So why don't you, hey, yeah, how about you back off, Nemesis? So in other words, from where we left off before, where they were told about finding Donna, and then in the in-between, they just did find her.
So it happened off panel.
Which I think that's fine.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, if you only have a certain amount of time and panel and paid space, whatever, to do this.
Exactly. And granted, you would sit, and to be fair as well, when it's made clear where she's at, that she works at a library, I think it's pretty easy. Hold on, I'm just double checking. Because that's the downside of this being, yep, there it is. And then everything else was focused on everything. So like I said, was it really needed? Was it really needed? No, because it'd probably be too mundane. We agree to that.
I would say so.
It would definitely be a little too mundane. But yeah, though, Hold on, but yeah, basically like you're meant to be a noble hero and a leader of men. It doesn't show. That's it, blind. So yeah, they're arguing, and Kara is trying to keep them apart. And it's clear Alfred and Lois are being the surrogate parents here, dealing with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Which among this group makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you before. This is the place where the three come together most strongly. So it's the place. But why? Why did they come together here? Frankly, I have no idea. Happy Harbor!
The old Justice League headquarters.
Perfect, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But for whatever reason, this is the place we're needed. So they gather up all these different items. So much. Like an idol to Gichika Mamawi, and Marin and Bat Spirit, the Medal of Sonzar, tied into the Antillian sub-oceanic cult, and of these, the Chains of Submission, said to be used to humble the Amazons.
Okay.
So yeah, all these different things were utilized that they're trying to do, and of course, think of a world where I won a Pulitzer. They're trying to do everything they can based on what vague feelings they've had.
Mm-hmm.
And
Not there.
Well, what?
No, I mean, never mind.
Yeah, so from where the real world is.
Mm-hmm.
Great, Hera. Yes, Diana. Yes, I'll stand with you. So they are starting to make a connection.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're still here, but that's not Happy Harbor. Don't think so. No. So yeah, something is going on, and then something took them somewhere else, as they're now being told to be judged by something. Well,
interesting.
As I told you before, with them taken off, they have ascended to true godhood. Even Batman is a god.
Well, Grant Morrison will be happy.
Among others.
So will Tom King.
Dr. Light is back using his all-power. Either that's Dr. Light or Light Ray.
Could be. It looks more like Light Ray.
No, that is Dr. Light because they're all the bad guys.
Oh, okay.
And that is Dr. Light's old 90s outfit.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was a brief time where he looked more like this. It's more like living lightning kind of look. As we're having so many of the other, the Justice Society International Incorporated show up to try and gather them all up. But then some of them take off. With, of course, Hawkman meeting up with some of the other JSI. Oh, we have Will Magnus, Tio Morrow, Lucer, Savannah, and Irons all working with the JSI. I mean, kind of natural, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they also, like I told you last time, the universe is realigning, to replace what's missing. I still like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
As Tomorrow Woman, of course, would represent Superman in this world. I mean, really, I can't think of, there aren't that really many others who could, that wouldn't already have other duties to fill, or would be considered too young.
Yeah.
Like Kara.
Oh, God.
Her being an android.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this cover.
All right, there you go.
All joining in. And Diana's tears. What? And the pattern man. A war party. An ambush party. Yeah? No. We feared yours would be a war party. We've lost so many. It had to be lies. They meant, so basically each of these different followers represent a different person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Donna, just on instinct, after everything she saw, she joins in the fight, and she does have powers.
Mm-hmm.
Dick, I was flying, Dick. I was flying, Aunt. I can't do that. How did I do that? I don't know, but I think I've seen you do it before. Again, as you know, we're seeing, again, them meeting up with all of them, finding out that how well these people were. And again, they are being who they are, but on a grander scale.
Yeah.
As everyone's taking things like pilgrimages and all that.
Mm-hmm.
As clearly things are becoming unstable here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
I mean, yeah, and they've done that before with the multiverse, that like if you screw with like Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, things start to get really wonky.
Yeah, but exactly. As we're having them find out a bit more about what should be and what is. And in the case of Tomorrow Woman, being made clear that she was one of T.O. Morrow's androids properly. You know, among other things. Just, Prometheus!
Yeah, she was T.O. Morrow's android in JLA, right?
Yes.
I thought so.
And sacrificed herself.
Okay, I remember that.
And then
I love the funeral guy in that, by the way, where he's like, she'll be back. You guys never die.
Like, yeah, to which Superman tells him, don't be so sure.
But he's not wrong.
True. Oh, look at all this. We're not going to lose Metropolis.
Mm-hmm.
As they're, and Brainiac is freed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. As Tomorrow Woman is now something, she's brought herself back together at least.
Mm-hmm.
As people are starting to realize, Charity and Tarot are trying to figure out what forces are truly at play here. What is causing all of this?
Mm-hmm.
As meanwhile, all these other this alien race is leading the others to find these gods on their pilgrimage. Oh, just again, look at this image.
I love that.
And who better than that who was created by the gods to be the one standing above Superman and Batman?
Yeah, if anyone has the is more justified in being called a god, it's Diana.
And she has been a goddess, the goddess of truth.
Yep, she has many times.
I mean, literally.
Yep, exactly.
That was one of the things that Byrne had done with her during his run.
Mm-hmm.
But meanwhile, of course, Corona is doing his own part, trying to rework the universe how he sees fit.
Yeah.
As we're also getting a description of this, like, and then did he make man? Then did he make us? I have begun, Terran. I, Most High, and man feared the beast and the wing sings, but you next, Corey. I, then you. Of course, they hear the word Corey. Of course, Dick is like, Corey.
I know that name from somewhere.
Obviously, it's not the same thing, obviously.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yep, as we're finding out again. So that, again, the fact that they are content in helping guide this one species is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, the plane of skulls. But meanwhile, Corona is still trying to get out. Oh, Clark, Bruce, come here, come look. It's beautiful. The second step. So basically, this is how they first arrived on this new world.
Mm-hmm.
Like this.
Mm-hmm. Energy beings.
Exactly. All of them were beautiful. All of them. Meanwhile, the villains are uniting. Vandal Savage, among others.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's making clear they're trying to reconnect themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to reconnect back to what they feel they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it's geez, right at the Space Ranger and the old-fashioned hero.
So he's Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, we said that before, but yes,
I had to.
They found Enigma and Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear, as they regained their god abilities, and look at this with the tarot. You have Giganta as the strength, Reverse Flash, the chariot, Vandal Savage, the tower, the hermit, Brainiac, Lady Shiva, Empress, Morgan, the high priestess, the magician, the Enigma, Justice for I just forgot the guy's name, but again, so many of them have these other tarot names.
I like how Deathstroke is the devil.
Well, yeah.
I love that. That's
cool.
And
Floronic Man is the world. It is well before he was truly said to be connected to the green.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. as now Charity meets up with Black Adam.
Mm-hmm.
No, not Black Adam, to Carter Hall, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Saying I could be a servant. Meanwhile, now they're trying to make contact with the they're trying to make contact with the gods. Meanwhile, we have Lady Shiva, Reverse Flash, and Dr. Polaris doing their own thing, as they've actually abducted Tarot, and they realize that she taps into the world soul, so they feel through him and through her they can actually be able to be more in direct contact with whatever force they need to ascend.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically, in other words, because of Despero's flaw, the Trinity ascended in their place.
Okay.
Even though they were removed from the world, they became the gods and goddesses, the gods and goddess that they wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Me too.
And of course, Rio de Janeiro is going to be a key focal point. Of course it is.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just makes sense, does it? The play, that location.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, big action and everything. They're doing a whole lot of powerhouses. That Polaris, keep up. We have to remember, if he didn't have his mental issues, he would be one of the more dangerous threats.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Reverse Flash, given his speaking, that's clearly Zoom.
Yeah.
Because the run-on sentence and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He should technically be depowered by this point.
True.
Remember when we went over Busick stuff in Camelot Fall with Kyber?
That's Kyber?
It's Kyber again.
Okay, cool.
He
Lord Kyber.
In this world. Yeah, Lord Kyber. He still exists in this world.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, he's going to help them out.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, we were in a war, but we're losing. The other side has a confident, and every victory wins them further territory. Of course, the villains feel more confident. Of course they do. Because without the Trinity, they're lost.
Yeah.
What in the world? Look at this transition.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Again, they're finding out about how they ascended and what they've become. And look at this with Batman. He was retribution and danger and fear. But fear only for those who would do evil.
Of course. There you go.
Mm-hmm. But and then you have showing that other people were influenced by him.
Mm-hmm.
And someone else that suffered a loss and was taken on like his Robin.
There you go. He always has to have a Robin.
And they represent his angels.
Which that actually works really well. That's cool.
Yep. And of course there were others. But he also realized it's Jason. This isn't about him. This is about Jason.
There you go.
Yep. Robin, as he lost him.
Mm-hmm.
And that set him.
So he's literally a Batman. Wow.
Yep. And that's where sown the first seeds of God War, because they slaughtered his champion. And then I like how we're going to get each one's built step by step.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they're trying to help, and then there's Diana. She was Diana, guardian of truth, lady of bounty, and teacher teacher to all. She was, she is, and she shall be. She came to us from the heaven, but formed her godly body of the loam and rock and waters and forest.
So clay.
Basically, yes.
Mm-hmm. Not bad.
Oh, look at this.
I like how big she is. Wow.
She's a goddess.
That's cool.
Every woman can be a Wonder Woman. Hey, where's that from? Diana taught that all must train and work and be prepared for war, but none should ever seek it. They must devote themselves to strength and hope and growth, never to blood and despair.
Okay, stop right there. This shows she's not a contradiction.
If you think it's funny, nailed it. He's cracked it.
Again,
he cracked it. He cracked it.
One series is like if Busiek ever wrote Wonder Woman again, I would be like, yes, because that is it. It's not a contradiction.
The last time he ever wrote her was in Black and Gold.
No, but yeah, exactly. But I need to pick that up. But it's like
I forget which issue. But yeah,
he gets it.
And so they did, and so she did as well. But yeah, this is why when you simplify it, it's not a contradiction, but no one emphasizes this part.
Well, yeah, they claim they do, but they have a very superficial explanation of the character. Tom King.
Not just him, but so many, unfortunately.
I know. As the current writer, he gets all my hate right now.
Yep, and Frank Miller is also one of the big ones.
Yeah, kind of. I can kind of see that.
Yep, we have this other one, the Grey Lord, who met up with them.
I love that Superman design.
Yep. And
you notice how Wonder Woman's God design kind of makes her look like Morgan Le Fay?
It does. Well, I think that's intentional.
Yeah, I was about to say, I noticed that a lot of the God forms of the Trinity are looking like the evil Trinity. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's clever.
It is. Although, obviously, the bigger she is, it feels like they actually put a little more emphasis on her rack with her armor.
Well,
it does. I mean, doesn't it?
Did Ed Benes draw this?
No, of course not. But am I wrong?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Here's how you know Ed Benes didn't draw it. She would be like this.
Exactly. That the ass and boob pose.
Or she'd be like doing this, and her boobs would be like jutting out.
Yep. Here's just the angle. It's just the angle.
Yeah. From a certain point of view.
From a certain point of view. But yep, and meanwhile in Tunisia, they're continuing basically in other words, this is showing us that everything is now coming to a head.
Mm-hmm.
Both triggered by what's been knowing about the difference of the world, but also because of the instability and because while they were busy doing their own thing for helping others, the villains are encouraging the other villains, and thus the hero justice is faltering.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And yet, Black Adam is the one that stands between them.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is both hero and villain.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I do not know how you stand working with these fools, my friend. These society lackeys are entirely useless. They cannot contact my homeland, cannot tell me if contact is safe or not. Of course, that's all he cares about. And I do not understand why, but it gives me hope that the world we seek to restore is one where my family is still alive and I am not a mass murderer.
About that.
He doesn't want to go back to that.
Yeah, about that, Adam.
No. In other words, he knows that this is the world he wants, is what he means.
Okay. Which that's kind of... See, here's the thing. I like in this era where they kind of didn't make Black Adam a villain anymore. I kind of like that.
Exactly. I think I prefer simply to hope.
He's starting to sound a lot like Kal-El right there.
Exactly. And I do like how, of course, you have him alongside Tomorrow Woman and Triumph.
Mm-hmm.
All of them kind of work here when you really think about it. And if you also think about it, Black Adam is almost like, of these three, he's the Batman of this group.
But he's kind of a mix of Batman and Superman because the way he says, I want to hope.
Exactly. Whereas Triumph is fully Superman and Tomorrow Woman is clearly like I gotta say, actually, these are all the Superman, the Trinity equivalent in the Superman category.
Yeah.
So Triumph is pure Superman. It's Superman. Tomorrow Woman is Wonder Woman Superman. And Black Adam is Batman Superman.
Yeah.
And that works.
Yeah, it does really well.
When you really think about it. So, yeah, new orders are in. That Charity Woman and your scientist, they're predicting that the next chaos rip will erupt shortly in Bogota. We leave momentarily. Come, a new world awaits our victory. A better world, it's worth hoping for. Right, William? Yeah, Clara. Because remember, though, they also know He, in that world, in a new, better world, he'd go back to being a villain, and they no longer exist.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone has anything to lose, it's them.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong? Think about that. They have the most to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we got more Jim Lee.
I love that cover. I've seen it so many times.
Foul woman, what is it that you want? And what is this? What is this you use? Of course, it's just a recorder, but they don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
No, you do not know them, Shiver. They are kind, good. They would never be silent. And again, I just also realized these represent the cult of each member of the Trinity. So, of course, they're always going to butt heads.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Of course,
yeah.
when you look at they represent the fan bases.
Oh, boy.
And I mean the die-hard fan bases who would never want the others to interact with each other.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about there.
Yeah. So, yeah.
One of them is going to start chanting King off Wonder Woman.
And you recognize this pose? It's the sacrifice pose.
This is way better, though.
Diana and Kal-El sought to stop the crimes of the Grey Lord.
Oh, Max Lord. There you go.
And that's what they said earlier. He took control of Kal-El.
Oh, wow.
So of course, that one moment that led to Infinite Crisis being symbolic of that time when the Trinity fell.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that that's the pose from the covers.
That is really well done.
Yep, the Grey Lord had taken Kal-El's mind and set him on Diana. What do you think of how they spell their names here? Kal-El and Diana.
That reminds me a lot of Batman Ninja 2, where they have Jessica is Jessica. Oh, there you go.
Yep. Also, right there was her hand. That's where she did it with her tiara.
Yeah, and also I love that image of Diana just hovering there with the red eyes.
Yep. But it's obviously not meant to be heat vision in this.
And regard. I love how, so it's Max Lord. He's not a dude. He's straight up a demon.
I will do it again wherever you jail me. However, again, it's taking sacrifice, the predominant moment that cemented them as a Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment they butted heads and retells it as an ancient legend.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Donna. She's regaining her powers.
Yeah.
And confidence. And so is Dick. And Kara. Which again, of course, it's Kara, Dick, and Donna.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
They're the sidekicks.
Yeah.
And the family. They are the closest family sidekicks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, you have Alfred. I mean, because let's be honest, Alfred makes more sense than Selena in the true love department. Just like Nemesis is the one that has to make do.
Yeah.
For Diana.
As he does.
Yep. But something else is going on. The fools speak of Kal-El's death. Well, they can follow his path right down to the abyss. And like him, they won't be coming back. Again, they're taking their adventures, but in this world, they're ascended to ancient legend.
And I like how those guys are wearing a variation of Lex Luthor's armor, the green and the purple.
Yep. Uh-oh. So, yeah, they're continuing to make their move on everything. It is done. We are done with them. Oh, dear. And notice, no Darkseid anywhere in this.
Mm-hmm.
Are you surprised by that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm like, where the hell is Euxis?
Well, you don't really need him.
Yeah, it's true.
When
but
you really think
you would notice, though.
Wait, no, and also he's dead.
Oh, this is pre-Final Crisis, but after Ragnarok thing.
It is post-Final Crisis. Because remember, Countdown was the other mini.
Oh, yeah, Batman shot him.
Batman shot him and Superman sang him to death.
That sentence. That can only be said describing a Grant Morrison story, bro.
But I gotta still say, what I love best is that it could be any song you want.
Mm-hmm.
I love that still.
Mm-hmm.
So, and look at that. Shane Davis cover.
Oh, nice. I love Shane Davis's art.
Yep. Hold on. I'm trying to double check just how far, because I don't want to lose our, our order.
Mm-hmm.
So 28. Oh, so yeah, we're going into the third set of 3. All right. Because yeah, we're just breezing through these.
Mm-hmm.
But the battle ongoing. As more and more is going in. Of course, Kyber is working with the villains. Of course. And
Mm-hmm.
because Busick is working on it, of course he brought Kyber into this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. Look at how damaging he was on the normal Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that image of Metropolis tilted in the ocean?
Yeah, that was dope.
Yep. And again, I mean, we don't need to. Now, I will say this: this big war, it works for this weekly story, and it's a good explanation to stretch things out, because when you're on this other world, you want it stretched out to get all you can from it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Otherwise, and you need this story, because otherwise everything dealing with the gods would be boring. Can we be honest?
Question: was this like a line-wide thing, or was it just in this book?
One book. There was no tie-ins, unlike Future's End or whatever. There was no 1 month of tying in. It was just this one book. So that's why I can accept this stretching.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense.
I know, because otherwise, where else are you going to tell it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but now we get
dope.
Kal-El of Strong, Kal-El of Dawning Seer, Kal-El who watches. Now, I would say that's one downside. That meant everything we went over with Diana ended up tying back into Superman.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't like.
Yeah.
It feels like Batman, but I think all they're trying to say is, aside from losing her mother, her worst day, the thing that would be equivalent of, besides losing her mother, of course, to losing Jason Todd or Superman's death, I'm presuming, was what they had so high significant that could enter legend, would be killing Max and fight Superman. And that I can accept.
Mm-hmm.
Would you really think about it? Because how can you be she died and ascended to godhead when she's already a goddess? That wouldn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
And losing her mother would just copy what happened with Jason.
Yeah, exactly.
So Sacrifice is the only story in post-crisis Superman that would logically fit.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like that it has to tie into Superman, though.
Yeah.
Whereas Batman doesn't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Or nor will Superman need it for his death.
Mm-hmm.
That is the unfortunate thing, right? It's like, ugh. Oh, look at Doomsday.
I want a McFarlane figure of that Doomsday, because that looks dope.
The monster of destroyation.
Mm-hmm.
Of destroyation. That is a name.
I love the red instead of like the gray look.
He looks like a demon.
He looks like Red Hulk.
If we were spikier.
If it was spikier, yeah, exactly.
Yep, but we found for Kal-El loved all that was his, and all that was his glory, and that was his downfall. He dwelt in his sky castle of crystal and light, the fortress. Mm-hmm. Again, I love how he's taking everything about the Trinity, and yet able to convert even Batman into something you could see being a god.
Yeah, it's actually really cool how he does that. That's actually really well done.
And yet, let me guess, you actually want to go and read this fully, don't you now?
I probably will check that out later.
And they're all on DC Universe Infinite.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Oh
yeah, there you go. Oh yeah.
And all the world
funeral
mourns.
for a friend right there.
Kal-El the Shining. Because they're saying how, his later teachings told us that being as one of us let him understand us better, to know what it was and what it was to be us, and he rejoined. So in other words, he took the form of one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But he could not be fully one of us, for the people could be and do something beyond him. We could die and he could not, until the monster.
There you go.
And yes, he was brought back.
Mm-hmm.
By someone like, no, Kal-El, where we go, you cannot. You are of the sky and you are not one of them. So showing that even in death, he is not like them.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he died, he cannot die like them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, the hidden machinist. Of course, they're the, like you said, the Lex Luthors.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, what she said, especially the garbage about Kal-El seeking his own death. Because of course that's something that Lex devotees would believe. Oh, and yeah, again, more action going on over there. And oh, hey, Catman!
Oh, there you go.
Oh, they stabbed and killed Dr. Light.
Mm-hmm.
Good riddance.
Yeah.
Oh, just look at all that. This keeps going on and on. Everything is starting to go one-sided.
Mm-hmm.
But I misinterpreted a reading. The sun in a blocking position is blind, but the tower is able to seize upon unexpected events and grasp the truth. She was trying to tell me. I missed it. Uh-oh, they misinterpreted something. But they're also trying to realize, okay, but are you sure she hasn't been, make sure Tara wasn't compromised.
Mm-hmm.
I do like how they're fighting a losing battle, but even without the Trinity, they're not falling apart.
Yeah, exactly. They're
That's
still
why-
able to like be heroes.
Exactly. Even though they are going to need the Trinity, they're able to make a last stand. And I do like this. They're not being steamrolled.
Mm-hmm.
That I love.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
They're
look.
still putting up a fight because none of these people would be steamrolled.
None of them. But you know there are some people who would write that world.
Yeah, because they're too much of a fans of the Trinity and are like, oh yeah, of course, the Trinity are the basis around which all these different heroes.
Exactly. Oh, and look, Prometheus is temperance. And
Okay, that works.
Oh.
Cheetah is the star
the star. Interesting.
of all. Is that because we're spots? Because of all the ones to be the star, Cheetah?
I don't know. And the Royal Flush is the Wheel of Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, these are all meant to wait, let me see. What is the Terra for the star?
Mm-hmm. That's an interesting question right there.
Hold on. What does it mean? Represents hope, renewal, and optimism.
Mm-hmm.
It also indicates healing from past wounds and recovery from bad situations. That sounds like something that Diana would wish on her.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
So yeah, they obviously Morgan is still containing all of her energies.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we get a little bit more about his backstory.
Mm-hmm.
About how like how he was on his world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, I like this.
Me too.
And this is how he heard the dreams and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, things are getting worse. As he sees the Earth 1 version, doppelganger of his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And thus he's now wondering, should I still help her? I do like how, again, Enigma is a good guy, but he's doing bad things for the better part. Because remember, if he's from Earth 3, that means he wasn't a bad guy.
Yeah.
So of course he has that potential. Oh, of course, Lois will be there to whack one of the looser types. Of course.
Yeah.
But yep. But if I do not journey with you, where shall I go? So he's wondering what to do, where to go, as he returns and takes out the monster. I am alone, utterly alone. Oh, and then he took one of them as his own to wed. This is a mistake you make, Kal-El. You are not of them. You cannot be of them. I am Kal-El, and none tell me what I cannot do. I have chosen. I will be of these people. From this day forth, Kal-El the God is merely what I do. Kal-El the man is who I am.
Okay. Is this like the thing about...
I told you everyone post-crisis saw that.
And everyone post-crisis was wrong then.
Dude, this is what made up post-crisis Superman. This is what made him special. Other versions might not have, but this is what defined post-crisis.
I'm remembering why I didn't like post-crisis Superman.
Hey, but at the same time, this is also taken out Batman, Wonder, and neither of them wedded.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the other reason.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, he was going to reference it.
Yeah.
And yep, sure enough, he would take, again, live a double life.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, they're like, wait, what you're saying, it all happened. But now, of course, it's making it wonder. It makes it seem, you're going to love this part, though. It seems to imply that because of this, he wasn't as powerful as he once was. And given how this clearly represents Lois, she's wondering, I'm the one who broke him, and I married him, so it's my fault. Hey, no, it needn't mean. It does. Everything we've seen, it all says, stop and think a moment. Think clearly. All we've seen, all we remembered. These legends reflect what happened in the real timeline, but they're not exact. 3 of them, they shaped this world, made things happen according to their ideals of their own history, their strengths, their weaknesses, their fears, perhaps subconsciousness. You mean he just thinks I broke him, or he thinks our marriage was a mistake? That's not what. And your quiet interceptor, remembering a little, wondering what happens if I like who I am in this reality better than the real one. Well, if that's what he thinks, he could tell me himself. He can hear me. He could always hear me. Clark, it's me. I need you, Clark. I need to. We have heard enough. Yes, we will deal with the outworlders. Oh, I knew you would like hearing that moment, though.
Yes, I do. I do like that.
Even though that it's up in the air at the moment what it means.
Mm-hmm.
But yep, the intruders. They are unsettling. They are unsettling. Yes, Diane. So now we get their perspective, and then they sought us out to beseech something of us, but they are not formed like our people. No, they are formed like us, or like once we were, and their presence, it stirs memory. It was so long ago, but in many ways, it just seemed like yesterday. As we see where everything took them in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Dealing also with other villains. If you notice, jokers, too!
There you go.
There
you go.
It's a city. An entire city of living, breathing, feeling things lost. All the ground here is poisoned, and the world is tainted, and evil is flourishing despite my battling it everywhere. I think this might represent Kingdom Come.
Okay, I see.
I think. I'm not sure. Nope. It's still Infinite Crisis.
Oh, when Chemo was dropped.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
They're arguing.
Oh, yes, on the Watchtower.
This is your failure. Victims cry out for justice, but what does the God of Justice do? You fight only to punish, not to save anyone. My failure. Your crystal fortress cracks and freezes in the sky, Kal-El. Who protects the world? Who protects the people that they might learn and grow? And your caverns are but a way station on your endless marauding forays. They are tended by acolytes and servants, not by God and the God who made them for his own use. You dare much sky God, and what do you dare, crawler in darkness? You have both failed in your duties, both of you. I fight ceaselessly, but you at Ham and you, Kal-El, Batman, what do you do? And I love that, of course, because Batman is who he really is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, true.
Where there is no justice, no guardianship, there is unrest, fear, and war. War I have to fight. We shirk our duties. And what of you, Diana? Your garden of harmony lies choked with weeds. None go there anymore to learn the ways of peace from you. They are too busy using what you have taught to shed blood as you do. So it shows the downside of those who take her viewpoint and twist it.
Mm-hmm.
Those who, like women who have misunderstood the teaching, like when the Amazons attacked.
Oh, this is great. I love this.
Not to keep the peace as you once did. You preening, self-interested. I am the world. I am the goddess of all that grows and breathes and takes root on this planet. I am the goddess of the world entire. Are you? You may think yourself the world, but you kill while I love. I understand my mistake now. You are criminals. Both. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Yep, and thus the breakup.
Okay, I'm going to say this. This is so well done, the way this mirrors DC continuity. Wow.
And yet ascends it.
Yeah. Well done, Busek. Well done.
And I love how the whole represent here, it's just words. We don't even need to see Amazon's attack. And
we know what they mean.
That might not be what he's saying. It might not.
Well, we can interpret it as such. But yeah, I just love that, how it like mirrors so well. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Exactly. And we then see some of the like the Atom meeting up with some of the villains that were created. You know, the ones, we had seen them in the other world. As they are now they are just as much conflicted now of where their place is in this, because they were made for all this.
That's a great
You want to do another set of 3?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's do it.
Okay, last one. So this will be 4 set of 3s in this one.
It's pretty good.
Yep. Oh, and
the Superman armor just looks so cool.
Oh my God. I think that looks a little bit like the armor from Superman Batman.
A little bit,
armor.
Yeah.
They call to them their hosts, armed and armored as well. And the God War, that's what they were saying earlier. This is the God War.
Yeah.
And I love it. These two have their followers, but Superman does it alone.
Because he's so strong.
And, what do they look like? A certain League of Shadows.
Okay.
And a certain Amazons.
That are attacking.
Against a one-man army.
That's great. I love
Come
that.
on,
This looks so cool.
Come forward and die. Arrogant, self-absorbed Popinjay. Who do you think you are to claim my world? Who are either of you? I am Kal-El. I am Kal-El. That is enough and more than enough. And so did the gods wage war. Oh, and everyone suffered for it. Oh, hold! Look around you. And they realize what they've done, and thus that's why they stopped and started to work together. Again, infinite crisis. So they thus worked in peace. And thus, and yet seeing them now, they are troubled. Batman is troubled by this. We have Punch and Julie, minor characters from Earth 3, I believe, or representative of Earth 3. Harley and Mr. Nobody from Doom Patrol.
So many characters I've never heard of. Obviously, I've heard of Harley.
Did you ever see the Doom Patrol show?
No.
Have you read any of Morrison's stuff?
No.
Or Keith Giffen's
No.
Doom Patrol? Then yeah. He's in it. Oh, look at Joker here.
That's an interesting portrayal of the Joker.
The Joker. He is the one with him as fool. So in other words, that's the other, like, they're using all the villains to represent the different tarots.
And can I say, I love how the Joker has the Minnesota Vikings beer mug hat.
Yep.
That's so good.
Love the metal mask. Oh boy, as things now are further. Again, I love how they're using the tarots, and every villain represents them. But none of the heroes do when you think about it. Oh, look at this twisted take on the old Silver Age giant props. Now look at that. They're all dead.
Yeah.
Aha! Look at him. Because the Joker is trying to supersede them. Of course he would. I like that. Oh, look at that.
That's such a badass image of Batman.
They are insiders and intruders, outsiders, and they have come to cause unrest for ourselves and our world. Yes, Atman, you speak the truth. I sense it too. And yet, I understand your concerns as well, Kal-El. Your compassion comes to the fore, where Atman thinks of defense, and Outworlds are not evil people. But they do not belong here. They should send them back, of course, or maybe when you finish patting yourselves on the back, like F wisdom and compassion. You can suck it and listen. So of course, Kara's the one to break him out.
Yeah.
Because she's the closest one to Kal-El.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and even Donna can take what they're dishing.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they are their children in many ways.
Yeah.
I like that. Remember, and that's what's doing it. Our ties to them. Remember them. Remember them. As they are fighting. They have, even though they are still like themselves, they have still lost themselves. On dark side, as they are all remembering everything.
Oh, there you go.
No, it can't be true. It isn't true. We made a pact, a bond. We would not be swayed by feelings. That's why at the end of the God War they had to. Because they didn't want to cause it again. And oh, look, Supergirl punches them all at once.
I love that.
Forget your past, your friends, your allies. Forget the damn chili. Forget us. You have a duty. A duty. Look at me. I am a respected military officer, an experienced, dedicated soldier with power and standing, and I'm fighting to give it all up, to go back to being some uniformed teenager still figuring out life, because I've got a duty to my country, my people, my world, my people, a duty. Who are you? Who are you turning away from yours? Who are you to ignore it? Who are you? Of course, it would be Supergirl to yell that. And thus they decide that to leave the world and go back to Earth. Meanwhile, things are getting worse as, oh no, Cyclone is killed here. As things again are just getting worse and worse. As things are just violently escalating more and more. As villains are starting to win. Oh, look who shows up.
Jean.
Jean has shown up to help. Meanwhile, then the last stand is, of course, in Metropolis. And look, now they're JSA and Justice League. And what I expect from the world's greatest heroes. And now here's the last one. Oh, he's wearing the outfit he was wearing at the time.
I like that costume for Martian Manhunter.
Yep. Oh, look at all this. Look at this.
Yeah, that's dope.
Very Crisis-like, huh?
Yeah, it very much is. The sky's even red.
And look, Lex is, of course, helping, because of course he would. He would be on, especially with how things are.
Lex is the type that, like, if your interests align with him, he'll side with you.
And if there's no Superman to obsess over.
Yeah.
Think about that. He's proving he would be on the side of the heroes if Superman wasn't there to obsess over.
Which I love. There was that one story where Superman says, yeah, if you're better than me, then prove it.
And Superboy did that too.
Yeah, I love that.
Yep, as things are more and more escalating, just completely and utterly. Just more and more. Now he's now ascended. Convict has ascended to be the utter god. Because of course he did. He was the one who was meant to do it, not the Sparrow. I have to wonder though, do you think it was a case where this was always meant to be this way? Or did the Sparrow meant to be it, but then Busiek realized, no, it doesn't work? I think it was always meant to be this way. That the Sparrow was meant to be the loose thread.
I think
derailed it all.
I think so.
Yeah. As things are just escalating more. And of course, you should be with us, Lex. You really should.
Okay, there you go.
Of course, they're taunting him. Oh, Triumph has been, it looks like he's been killed. Or at the very least, mortally wounded. And then, oh, so what have we here?
That is so bad. I love those character designs, how they glow. Oh, man.
We'll get to that next time, though. So,
how
was this batch?
This is my favorite batch, I think.
Yeah, just showing Busiek masterfully taking.
He gets all three characters. All three are respected. And in one panel, the man proves he gets Diana. He's done that throughout the entire series. Don't get me wrong, but this 110%, like it's there.
But he also shows the folly of it, because Diana cannot be there all the time. And I think the other way is also stating the way of the Amazons, like the way Diana views the Amazon belief, is the best way. The way the Amazons themselves view their own beliefs is not.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. The series kind of shows that it's not just on that. It kind of shows that like neither of the Trinity can do it without the other. They need each other.
They do. And this is what exemplifies that. Or would you agree with what I just said, though? Even the Amazons themselves, their own belief of their own ways is not the right way.
Well, because here's why. They're
tainted by the past.
Well, not only that, their conception of the outside world is based on the past, but time has passed and they're very isolationist. Diana actually goes out there and goes, no, the world is like this. We can't integrate.
And even then, she also gained this viewpoint, even growing up on the island. She was still an outsider among her people.
Yeah, whether or not you go with the Clay origin or the Zeus origin, both times she was an outsider.
And she felt that way because there was just something about her that felt like she was like a Disney princess in that regard. Wanted something more out there.
Can you imagine if Disney bought DC and then Wonder Woman becomes a Disney princess?
Oh, God.
Well, we were definitely getting a Themyscira part of Disney World, that's for sure.
Yep. And I know you didn't like the Hulk. Superman is what I do, Kal-El.
But here's the thing. It's not a problem with this. I'm not holding against this series because that was just a common terminology and methodology of the time. So I'm not holding that against this particular series.
Right. And I would say that's why I am so much of a devotee believer of it. Because that's how I relate to him. And in many, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just saying from my own perspective.
Yeah.
The notion of a God taking a normal woman as a wife, and in many ways also interacting and living among us. Isn't that what we always hope a God should do?
We hope a God should save us.
For to save us, but understand us. Not what he feels we should want, but what he feels is best because he can see the best in us.
I don't think a God has to marry a woman in order to.
Oh, no. I know. I'm just saying, that's one of the representatives of it, is all I'm saying. I didn't say it's required. I'm just saying among everything else about him. Like I said, that's just my viewpoint.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, and then Batman, it shows even his legend can make him a god.
Oh, a lot of writers have taken that to heart.
Well, yeah, but I do like how it makes it clear. Even it's his influence. All three of them are an influence. Superman is on the world, Wonder Woman is on women, and Batman is on the injustice.
Yeah.
And those who seek to fight injustice. And when you really think about it, that's the truth. That is the truth. All three of them really, truly represent that. And again, I wish this was more represented. Even I'm talking about this whole idea of them was still represented to this day.
Yeah.
And the fact that this ended up falling so forgotten because it was in another world. That's a shame.
This would be one of those things that they should collect in like a trade or an omnibus, just this part of the series.
Well, this makes up the majority of this in fact, let me double check where this ended.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that if they did do that, maybe people would appreciate it more.
Are we up? Oh, we're already a little bit into the third trade. The second trade ended when Lois called out to them. So we're partway into the third arc, but it just felt like the better place to end off on.
Not bad.
I mean, wouldn't you agree? Because we got through all the stuff that led up to this. To how the Trinity became this.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting they chose to just operate on another world that wasn't Earth. But at the same time, their influence was felt when you think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so next time, we'll see. Let's see what happens now when the God Trinity show up.
Yeah. Yes. Hell yeah.
And what'll happen for the evil Trinity? The crime syndicate is still out there, and so is Krona.
Yep.
So what happens next time? Who can say? But until then, we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Los Side sucks.